The people my age I know are mostly musicians anyway. I really don't know people who are so-called age group, can be defined by an age group. The only people my age that I do consistently know are only other musicians. Outside of that, I don't know anybody my own age on any type of social level. So, unless of course either a writer or a musician or an artist, and in that area of life, age really isn't really important. So, you know, you just go out and you play and you see who comes. If younger people are coming, well, then they're seeing something new that they're not seeing in their own younger group. The same way that I would go see older people when I was starting out playing. When I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I mean, I knew who the people were that I played with, and the people who were on the same, you know, doing the same thing I was. But if I wanted to see somebody play and learn about something, I would always go find a much older type person, either Muddy Waters or Sleepy John Estes or somebody, you know, John Lee Hooker, something like Bill Monroe, you know, somebody like that. So I never thought I'd, you know, be one of those people that younger people would ever come and see, but I noticed there are a lot of younger people. You know.
In some ways, you're being rediscovered by the young people. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I've always been doing what I've been doing, so I just don't have any idea. You know, I have no feeling on it whatsoever. I've rediscovered or discovered. I mean, you know, it doesn't mean anything.
A lot of artists that have a career, you know, anywhere approaching the length and depth of yours, tend at this stage, or maybe earlier, to want to drop the past behind and leave the old songs. Do you continue to play them?
Well, I continue to play them because they actually hold up. They actually hold up in a lot of funny ways. A lot, they just do. They hold up. The words ring true. There's some songs I can't play that I just don't feel like I want to play during a certain period. But the real old songs, they seem to really hold up. You know, there's certain ones in certain periods that I could make hold up. I could stand them up, you know, in a certain way. But that takes, you know, a lot of concentration and effort, and then you're not really sure if it's that important anyway, because somebody comes to see you, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. I mean, they're coming to see you. I mean, you could be doing anything up on that stage. You know, like we're talking, I mean, you could fry an egg up there, hammer a nail and a piece of wood. They're coming to see you do something. And if you do nothing, that's all right too. Because at least they came and they saw you. You know, it's not really about what you're doing or trying to impress anybody. You're just doing, me, I just do what it is that I always done. I was always in it all the way to the end when I started. I mean, I had no place else to go, and I had nothing to do except make music and write the lyrics to that stuff. And so I was always in it for keeps when I was a little boy. And I always knew I was going to be doing this the rest of my life, as long as I was going to be alive. So for anybody else to be disappointed in this or that on me, I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't pay much attention to that because I'll be doing this for as long as I'm around, you know. And all the people I admired, they've all done it all the way to the end too. It's all I do, and so, you know, I just keep doing that thing.
Can you give us an example of some of the songs of yours that you think are no longer relevant, that you're no longer interested in?
I'm not saying they're no longer relevant. It's that there's certain, maybe something of a, I don't know what song I would do. I probably would do any song I've ever written, but to put it in a show is a different thing because it takes time. And there isn't a whole lot of time when you play for a few hours, or personally, I don't think a performer needs to play for an hour. I don't care who he is. We're playing like 2 hour show, but the more records you put out, the more songs you write, the more you feel compelled that you have to put into your program, and then other ones you have to drop out. Well, in the old days, a show you didn't play for any longer than an hour. And that was it. I mean, 14, 15 songs, 20 minutes. Most of the package shows, most of those people played 20 minutes. Some kind of way it got out to where a performer would just, the more songs you write, the more you do, the more you just have to stick to doing on stage. So you have to drop things along the way because you can't do it all. I mean, if I was going out there to do 30 albums worth of stuff, I mean, I'd be up there for days, you know, and there'd be no point to that. Right?
Carol, last question.
Your Biograph collection is sold better than any other 5 records that are released in the United States. How do you feel about its success?
I'm surprised, actually, that I really don't know. You know, I really don't know. I haven't really really thought about it. It's great that it is, you know, selling records, but it's nothing that you can plan for. Those kind of things just happen, you know. So I don't know.
So how does it feel touring with Bob?
Fever and chills up and down. No, we're having a lot of fun. It's going very well.
Is it sort of like a dream come true for you? Or?
A dream come true? No, it's not like a dream come true. It's just playing music, really. I think it's going real well. The audiences seem to like it, so I'm happy.
How do you feel about people comparing this tour with Bob's last tour with the band?
Well, I didn't see that tour, so I don't know. You mean, do I mind being compared to the band?
Do you think there are any similarities between
Well, maybe in the sense that this is a real group, a self-contained group. It's probably I guess since the band were the first group that he's played with. It's kind of different because I think the band played with Bob before they were known as the band. So we're kind of coming from the other direction, where we have a fairly established identity anyway. So it's not quite the same thing.
Do you think there are any similarities musically between your band and the band?
In the band, I don't know, maybe. We all got guitars and drums, and I like the band. The band was, they were a good group, you know? So I'm not insulted by that at all.
What is it that you think might have musically attracted you, or Bob, to playing with the Heartbreakers?
Musically?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. He told me once that this was sort of like talking to one guy, this band. I think that it's a very spontaneous sort of music, and so arrangements can change very quickly. Maybe a song comes up that you never rehearsed before, and you just do it. We can do that sort of thing, which is, I think, probably good for Bob's music. It's kind of like sometimes like walking out to the edge of the surfboard, you know, hanging 10 all the time. But I don't know, you gotta ask him that, I don't know.
Who came up with the idea to tour together?
Well, I guess Bob did. I certainly didn't. We never talked about it. I don't think we've ever talked about it. We played together, and it worked. It's just a lot of fun. When we did that Farm Aid show, we really enjoyed it, and we had learned so many songs that we didn't have time to play. So it's probably from that, you know, I just think there was a lot we could do that we didn't do at Farm Aid. So maybe that's where, I don't know, maybe Mike Campbell came up with the idea. He was, the band, now I can't say the band, the Heartbreakers they were playing with Bob on his album, this last album that he did. And maybe that's where it came from.
Who told you that you were going to be touring with Bob?
Bob. Bob called me up and said, "Do you want to do a tour?"
And what was your initial reaction to that?
I said, how much money do I get?
And then you talked to the other members of the band that you...
I called all their secretaries, yes. And you know, I wish I had a real quick answer for you for this, but I don't remember how it all started. It just started up. Then we were playing together. It's a very gradual thing where we were playing in rehearsals, and the rehearsals were fun. I think we had the most fun in rehearsals, where we'd play 4 or 5 hours a night. And what we've done is just kind of take the rehearsals onto the stage now. Now it's like everybody's looking at you.
Well, it seems like the sound check is
It's a lot like that. It's a lot like the sound checks. We do that all night, just play. So the show really isn't a lot different than the rehearsals were. You still really don't know what's going to happen, which I enjoy very much, that aspect.
How old were you when you first heard Bob Dylan? Do you remember any of your early recollections about it?
When I first heard Bob, I was probably 15, 14 or 15, I think. Around, I wasn't aware of him until around the Highway 61 period, and then it was later on that I heard the earlier stuff. But I've been a fan a long time, so it's nice to be playing those songs. They're good songs.
Had you ever played with Bob before the rehearsals were filming?
No.
So that was the first time as well.
That was the first time.
And how did you feel about your performance with Bob at Pomade?
I thought we were pretty good. I liked it. What I saw of it, I mean, I just saw the videotape. I thought it was good.
Are there any plans for the Heartbreakers and Dylan to work together in the future?
Beyond the American tour, you mean?
Can you tell us anything about the American tour?
Well, we are going to take this over to America in the summertime. I don't know the exact dates. Maybe in June. So we'll be coming your way.
Do you know what cities you'll be playing?
I really don't know. I think probably all major cities. But I don't know. I haven't seen an itinerary. But I do know now that we are going to go to America.
Well, tell me about the tour so far. I know this is your last day for this tour. How's it been?
Oh, well, this has been a whole lot of fun. It's been a great adventure.
Any interesting incidents that happened?
Nothing I can tell you about on television.
Can you tell us something about the recording that you guys did in Australia? What did you record and for what purpose?
We recorded a single that I produced and Bob wrote. And it's for the soundtrack of a film that I don't know what the name of the film is. And what it's, I think they keep changing the name of it. But that came out real good. I'm very happy with that. We did that in Sydney.